Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, glad to have you. Welcome. My name is Larry. Today I'm filming from a shelter near the Great Miami River in southwestern Ohio. It's nice and peaceful here. Thought I'd come here and make a little quick video. What gets better with age? I know a lot of things don't get better with age, but a lot of things really do get better with age, and that's what I want to talk about today. Wisdom is one thing that gets better with age. You know, we've all heard the expression, I had to be young and dumb before I could get old and wise. Well, unfortunately, we all make a lot of mistakes. I know I made a lot of mistakes. Young and dumb just classifies a lot of things. But with age comes some wisdom. Not only our wisdom, but we look at others who are making different choices than we are, perhaps, making better choices than we are, perhaps, and we can learn something from that. So wisdom does come along with age. Another thing that gets better with age is patience. This is something I'm still working on, actually. Um, I'm I'm not a very patient man at times, but I'm much more patient with people. I'm not so patient with things. I've worked hard my whole life, used my hands. The hands still work fine; they don't hurt. But when it comes down to real tiny things, I have a tendency to lose my patience because they just don't work the way they used to. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better. The nice thing about it is with patience, we generally don't get in a big hurry about anything. Just don't get in a hurry. We're trying to be very patient. One thing that definitely increases with age is gratitude. Um, we can look at the negative things in our life, and but we can also look at the positive things in our life. We have, if you have clean water to drink, you have a roof over your head, you know where your next meal is coming from, you have a change of clean clothes to wear, you're probably better off than 90% of the world. So there's an attitude of gratitude. And I'm trying to increase that as I get older. Sometimes it's not easy to do when things happen, but the attitude of gratitude, definitely there. Another thing that happens in retirement and old age is faith. Our faith can drastically increase if we work at it. Whether you're a believer or not, we are in the fourth quarter of our life. Things are they're not going to go uphill from here. They're going to go downhill from here, unfortunately. And our faith can deepen. Our faith can deepen. And it's something we have to be very intentional about. It's something we have to work on. I know I do every day. Start out my day before I even turn on a computer or phone or anything. I open the Word, the truth, as I see it. Now, you may feel differently, but we are in the fourth quarter of our life. We have some emotional resilience, as I like to call it. We have a tendency to bounce back better as we age. My wife and I were sitting down the other day. We budget for certain expenses. I'd just gotten back from Costco. I spent $1,200, walked out with one watermelon. One watermelon. So what did I buy? I bought 2 new pair of glasses. I ordered them. Should get them next week. I'm ready because I can't hardly see out of these anymore. My cataracts are getting a little on the bad side. But I saved like $150. And I also bought 4 new tires for my van that I used to film out of, and I still may now and then, but it needed new tires, and before winter I wanted to get new tires. And I got a quote from the place I got them the last 2 times, and they were like almost $400 more than what Costco was charging me. So I did. I ordered them, getting them put on next Tuesday. So I saved some money. Now those are expenses we budgeted for. Okay, we kind of knew those were coming up. However, uh, emotionally, I was not ready. When I got home, I was just not ready for what she had to tell me. We have, with our Medicare Advantage plan, we have some dental included in that, but it does not include certain things. And long story short, she needs about, not quite $3,000 worth of dental care. And I was not prepared mentally for that. I hope I didn't show it, because I try not to show it when things like that happen, because she feels guilty about it. Can't feel guilty about it. It's just life happens sometimes to all of us. Something we didn't budget for. So we'll figure that out as we go. But in my younger days, it used to really set me back. emotionally. How am I going to pay for this? What's going to happen? Well, I found out a long time ago, they can't, well, they can throw you in jail for not paying your bills, but they're not going to do anything too drastic to you. But yeah, so our emotional resilience does change as we get older, and hopefully for the better. Our friendships get better as we age. We don't have as many of those casual acquaintance friendships, as I call them. We have fewer friends. I can count on one hand, maybe six fingers. Uh, People that I consider my very good friends, and they're fewer. Used to have a lot of friends. They're much fewer, but they are better. They're deeper friendships, and I think that's something that improves with age. I see one gentleman; he's basically shut in. I see him every Thursday. I take coffee for him, makes his day. He's like 84, 85 years old, and he's doing real well. He really appreciates the visits, and but he's doing as well as can be expected for his stage. But I consider him a very, very close friend. One thing that grows as we get older is our confidence. The other night we were getting ready to go somewhere, and the wife looks at me and says, "Are you wearing those pants?" I said, "Yep." "What's the matter with them?" "Well, they got a little hole in them." I said, "Well, I'm just being stylish then, I guess." They wear pants. They buy them that way anymore. I just get that way naturally. But it's a confidence. I really don't care what people think about me. I did tell her, I said, at least I put a shirt on with a collar, not some raggedy T-shirt. She just shook her head and walked away. Uh, I just told her this morning, I said, yeah, I am going to buy a new pair one of these days because these are getting a little on the worn side. But our confidence grows. We really don't care what people think about it. And our confidence grows on certain things. Here's one that touches all of us: financial expertise. Now, there's a few out there that are financial experts. I am not. I'm not an expert. My savviness has grown over the years, though. Hopefully, by the time you reach my age, we've all made all the financial mistakes we're going to make, and I've made some, but I made some that's doing really well, and I'm really pleased with those. But we just don't get upset, and we do get smarter, because at this stage of our life, we can't afford to make a mistake because we don't have the time to recover. Our perspective on time changes as we get older. It just changes. It gets better. We don't worry about certain things. Certain things that used to bother us just don't bother us anymore. It's a time factor. And here's the biggest thing that I learned is being content. I know what's, as the Apostle Paul once said, I know what it's like to be in need, and I know what it's like to be flush, basically. That's Lara phrase. So it all works out. But I've learned to be content. Does that mean I'm happy all the time? No, it does not. But it means I'm content. I'm content in the situation I'm in. And contentment it really goes a long way in life, just being content, not looking at what somebody else has or looking where somebody else is in their life, but just being content. And I got to tell you, Larry is one content person. I won't say 100% of the time, but about 99% of the time, I'm very content. So some things do get better with age. Most things don't, but some things do get better with age. If you got anything out of this, like, share, subscribe, and until we meet again, I'm going to continue to press on towards that goal.